Hi students, it's Anna Otto, and I wanted to give you a little more information to help support your assignment, your IQ assignment for Module 6. So in the assignment, I'm asking you to do an online IQ test, or take an online IQ test at queendom.com. It's a nice example of what an IQ test often looks like and the type of things that it measures. So most students find it to be interesting, intriguing, and who doesn't like to see their number? So also read the information in your text, obviously, and then make sure to check out the videos in the module. There's some general information about IQ and Laura Overstreet's discussion of cognitive development, as well as in Barton Paulson's video about middle childhood intellectual development, as well as a video that I've put in there from SciShow Psych, where Hank Green talks about the question, does IQ measure how smart you are? So a lot of resources to try and help you out, help you understand what's being measured or attempted to measure in IQ, and to help you respond to the assignment prompts. So just briefly, what is IQ? IQ is an attempt to quantify or put a number to how smart you are. We've looked at charts similar to this before, so this is actually back from Chapter 5, Figure 5.6. IQ is thought to have a bell curve shape for the entire population, meaning that the majority of people fall in the middle here, the 100 for an average IQ, and then going out one standard deviation in each direction, and then a second standard deviation in each direction, picks up most individuals in terms of where they rate or how they score on an IQ test. So average IQ being 100, 85 to 115 being the most common range, and picking up over 90% of people as you get out to plus or minus 2 standard deviations, or the range between 70 and 130. So as well as kind of understanding the underlying idea of what IQ is, how do we measure it? And our book addresses this, talks about different ways that IQ has been looked at, including more of a classical approach. So things like the WISC or the Stanford-Binet are examples of very common IQ tests that are individually administered. There's a figure in Chapter 9, Figure 9.3, that you see on the screen here. That shows some of the typical kinds of questions that you might see on a classic IQ test. And you'll see that these are similar in a lot of ways to what you see on that queendom.com test. Certainly, there are other ways that IQ has been thought about or theorized, ways to think about IQ and what IQ should represent or could represent, Sternberg being one of these alternative theories. Sternberg has a triarchic theory of intelligence, and there's more information about that in the videos as well as the text. And then Gardner's another one of the alternative theories that are introduced in the materials. So Gardner has 8 specific types of intelligence, or multiple intelligences, that he talks about. He feels that these 8 different areas are kind of separate underlying intelligences. So read more about him, and this information should help you in completing the assignment and responding to the prompts in the assignment. One other thing I wanted to bring up real quick is this idea of being exceptional. Oftentimes, when we think of exceptional, we think of children who are at the lower ends of intelligence, or the lower ends of that bell curve over on the left tails. But really, it means children on either side, so the very top and the very bottom. Children that are at the bottom, we typically talk about having learning disabilities or limitations. Children at the top, we talk about being gifted. So just keep that in mind. Exceptional is really an umbrella term to pick up both sides, although sometimes we more often associate it with children who have limitations. So just something to put out there for you. What do you think? Can a child both be exceptional on the lower tail as well on the upper tail? So can they have a learning disability and be gifted? Answer is yeah, they can. That's what's referred to in the literature as twice exceptional, or 2E. And really, these are the children that sometimes have the hardest time in our school systems, because we might have some good supports for students who have difficulties or challenges. We might have some interesting programs for kids who are gifted or excelling. But when you have both those strengths and weaknesses, it's really hard oftentimes to find a good fit of a program. So just a little something to put out there as you're thinking about IQs, you're thinking about those numbers, as you're thinking about what it means and what we're measuring. Okay, take care.